If you've ever thought about a career in sports broadcasting, then take a tour at Complete Game Broadcasting, Atlanta's only sports broadcasting training facility.
Welcome to GwinnettDailyPost.com. Todd Cline and Will Hammock here talking football. And Will, it seems like it happens every year in high school and at the college level. Somebody scores a touchdown or a field goal late, somebody else gets their feelings hurt, and it seems like a war of words ensues after. Let's talk a little bit about sportsmanship and how you think people should handle the end of a ball game.
Yeah, it's an interesting scenario because these are high school kids. I mean, you talk about the guys that are doing the running up or the coaches, and they're not the guys on the field. We're talking about 16, 17, 18-year-old kids that are involved in these games, and you don't want to run the score up on these kids. Give them the opportunity. That's why you want to play as many kids as you can, play your younger kids, and do your best not to embarrass the other team.
And I guess the question becomes, though, what is running up the score? You know, the other coach will say, we're just running our plays, while the opposing coach might say, take exception with that. I guess at the end of this past week's Parkview-Berkmar game, now it's a big rivalry game, Parkview scored a touchdown late, Berkmar didn't care for it. How do you avoid that? Should you take a knee? Should a star player be in at the end of the game? What are your thoughts on that?
It was a tough call there for Coach Flo. I mean, that's kind of a little close game in that 21-7 range where you might want to not fumble the ball there, let them score, get an onside kick. A minute 30 left, so that's kind of a little bit of a gray area. I don't know if I'd have been too upset about that one. Also, I don't think if I'd have Brandon Jacobs carrying that ball, I'd maybe have somebody else. I don't know if I want the franchise in there with the game kind of firmly in hand. But by the same token, I don't think that's running up the score. But other times we do see running up the score. I mean, you got guys in blowouts doing things like that.
And what do you think it is? I mean, we know most of these coaches in Gwinnett County very well. I don't think anybody's trying to hurt somebody's feelings. I don't know whether they're just trying to run a play or what it is. But I know you've seen it before, other games, coaches getting testy with each other afterwards. Do you find that after it settles down that usually they're over it? Or is this the type of thing where it simmers and maybe becomes even a little bit of a feud?
It depends on the people involved. I'd say the majority of the time the coaches will forget about that. It's they're friends off the field. And it's just the emotion of the thing, right? When you're in the middle of the thing, you're trying to protect your kids. You don't want to see them embarrassed, so they get kind of heated in the moment and get fired up. But I think after that's over with, it's pretty much over, and they squash it.
Yeah, I think for the most part, people forget it, go on to the next game, and try to improve. Well, that's all for this week. Please check in each week on GwinnettDailyPost.com for video updates. Will Hammock and Todd Cline, Talkin Football, GwinnettDailyPost.com.